and welcome to the Swift Talk. I'm Kait, the Swiftie.
And I'm not so swift, Sam. That's me.
That's you,
Not so swift, but Sam.
because you're the only one of you.
There's got to be another not so swift out there. Not
Oh,
so
there's
Swift, Sam.
a few.
There's dozens of us.
Yeah, I think they root for the Eagles.
Winging a prayer. I think that the entire city of Philadelphia's prayers were answered in one moment, and there are multiple street signs and lampposts scattered around the city to prove it.
Windows broken, just ugh. And you know,
Brotherly love.
that city of brotherly love booed our girl.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up at some point. So the Super Bowl was a thing.
Super Bowl was a thing.
Taylor Swift not in a box in the.
She was in a box.
Oh, it looked like she was in a box. It looked like she was just like actual like.
No, she was in a box.
The camera cuts to her, and everyone just boos.
The Eagles fans booed. The Chiefs fans were like, "Yeah, there she is again." And then the president tweeted about
Well, that's.
poor Taylor. The side eye she gave. She was like, "Excuse me."
Philly. I was talking with somebody last year who was a big Philly fan. Hates Taylor. It could be because of her affiliation with a team that's not Philadelphia related.
I mean, she has a song where she says, "My Eagles t-shirt hanging from the door."
Sure, but maybe it's one thing to have your team called out in a song. It's another thing to be wearing someone else's jersey.
It's true. I mean, I think she definitely did not want to see the Chiefs lose.
Sure.
Minority, but, you know.
I mean, look, it's not every day that your boyfriend walks in like he's a time-traveling pimp and he's ready to crack the case with Cicero.
What an outfit.
What a disastrous. I mean, it's a choice. Bold move.
Bold move. It's him, though. He loves...
He
I
was dressed
hesitate
up like
to-
if you asked a wizard from Harry Potter what human people wear. That's what they would describe.
Fair. Yeah. I mean, I hesitate to call it fashion. It was a look.
It was a look.
Yeah.
She gave a look. He had a look.
All the Kansas City Wags wore white. That may have been their first problem.
All right.
I heard it and I was like, "Oh, the Wags are in white. Sam might have a theory."
So lay the bad news on me. Lay on the truth.
They lost. There was no. She was
I
not
know
on the
that
field.
I know that they lost. Like you can tell me that I was wrong.
Well, I mean, I think the fate stepped in, so it's probably more of a draw. Like the opportunity wasn't there.
I still would have done it if I was them.
Well, we might have. We don't know. We
Would
don't
have
know what
rolled my
happened.
ankle having that ring in my sock the entire
I
game.
mean, he only made one catch, so he needed a win somewhere.
Well, most of his catch has been off the field lately.
So, Kendrick did the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And we learned just how petty he is. And it makes a lot of sense that he was on Bad Blood with Taylor. Because do you know the last time Kendrick was quoted in the Superdome?
When was the last time he was quoted in the Superdome?
I'm so glad you asked. At the Eras tour, where Taylor sold out the Superdome 3 times and set the attendance record, which the Super Bowl did not. In Bad Blood, when she's singing, the crowd calls back, "You live and you learn." I just lost it. His Band-Aids don't fix bullet holes. You say sorry just for show. And then you go, "You live and you love and you never let it go."
Mm-hmm.
You forget. I'm going to get roasted
You're
for
good, you're
this.
good. Listen, just everyone, if you're listening now, I've been trying to feed her these lyrics and she can't read my lips because I'm standing behind the microphone. You got it. You got it.
You forgive, you forget, but you never let it go.
Mm-hmm.
And then like he's out there and he played "They're Not Like Us," which is a diss track for Drake.
Mm-hmm.
And then he brought out Drake's ex-girlfriend Serena,
Williams.
crip walking, like just it crushed it. She looked so good because Drake keeps coming for Serena, and she like looks straight in the camera, like, "I see you."
It was fantastic. Champion rapper brings out a champion tennis player.
Yeah,
One's getting close to being a GOAT. The other one is a GOAT.
yeah.
You have the Squid Games motif of the rich watching as all the poor people get killed off. You have your American flag being built pretty much on the backs of your black population.
And divided.
Mm-hmm. You have a lot of great motifs. You have Uncle Samuel L. Jackson, fantastic. The people that have never watched Drake and being like, oh, is this people never watching Drake? Don't watch Drake if you haven't yet. People watching Kendrick for the first time and being like, oh, is this kind of what they do? Or they get very political? It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they do. Look at the 2018 Grammys. Look at...
Yeah, it's very Kendrick.
Yeah.
Look, I'm just, I guess, a little shocked that the NFL let him perform that song, considering that, like, there's a lot going on with that. A lot of diss track, A minor, like, a whole thing. Look, but also, Drake is currently suing Kendrick.
Sure. Whoever, like, and he's saying, fine, go for it,
like,
try.
He looked right in the camera, and he's like, Drake, I heard you like him young. And I was like, oh, my God.
Yeah, it's perfect. Listen, you have, if you compare this year's to last year's, we have Usher just doing a bunch of just like this song, little snippets. And then you have this. It's popular art versus like legit art.
It was a conversation. Like, people have very strong feelings about it. I'm like, yes, go ahead.
You can like identify strongly. You can say, I don't know what it is, but I watched it. It's fine. It's fine.
I don't.
Whoever signed the check to get him on stage.
Jay-Z.
Worth it.
It was a little shocking the NFL did it. I'm glad they did. It was fun to watch.
I think Taylor's been a big catch for the NFL, and they're going to learn a lot from it. It's what's bringing in people.
She brought in $1 billion in brand value to the NFL.
And now what they're realizing is, let's not just do the safe bets. Yeah. Safety gets you 2 points, but you know what gets you a touchdown is freaking throwing the Hail Mary.
Everyone's talking about it.
Yeah.
They only showed Taylor, I think, once, maybe twice. But after they booed her, nothing.
Well,
and they were losing, so I don't think Taylor was like...
Yeah. I think that's one of those things being like, listen to the fans was the right call, because more attention on her would have just made more people upset, made her way more uncomfortable.
Yeah. And like, it's already like, watching your team lose is terrible. Watching, I imagine, your significant other lose one of the biggest games of his career, also terrible. Like, I wouldn't have wanted to be on.
I mean, the majority of people, they're not tuning in for the commercials. They're tuning in for the game. They're tuning in for that. So everything that diverts from it.
I mean, I tuned in for Taylor.
Sure.
Because I wanted both teams to lose.
Sure. There you go.
Yeah.
Just join San Francisco on the pile.
Anyway, that's what I've got in Taylor news today.
Yeah, nothing crazy going on with her. She was at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
She's taking a little respite.
She bopped around New Orleans with friends.
Yeah.
She had dinner with Selena Gomez.
Mm-hmm.
You picture up. We love them.
There you go.
Yeah. She just, Super Bowled it up and then jetted out of there pretty quickly.
Like she was in New York.
Yeah. Like she was Aaron Rodgers.
Well, before we rough the passer anymore, let's get to it. We're just getting right to the song?
Yeah, I think so. There's not a lot going on today.
Sure. Let's get into Taylor. What are we doing today?
We're doing Lover, Afterglow.
Afterglow.
Yeah, I got my Lover cardigan on for today.
You do, dude. So this is what we've been hearing all the hype about.
This is a Lover cardigan with all my hearts.
And she hand-stitched this herself?
Oh, yes, she did. In all of her free time that she has now that the tour's over. Just embroidering hearts onto cardigans.
I can just imagine her going like, I've mastered the art of the friendship bracelet. Now I'm going to the knitting needle.
She does. She made a baby blanket for a Kansas City Chiefs player's child.
That's what I'm saying.
I know.
There's a possibility that
talented one that Taylor Allison Swift.
Living up to her name.
So yeah, we're gonna hit pause. You hit pause, and we will be right back after we listen to Afterglow off
the Taylor's version of Lover.
Yeah, I mean, there's only Taylor.
So I'm not wrong.
Smart. I like the strategy.
Fun fact, there's only one version of the album. Fun fact.
We're going to hit pause. We'll be right back. Well, Sam, are we continuing our streak?
What?
You had 2 songs you liked in a row.
Yeah. This
3-peat?
This is breaking the streak. However.
Eagles again.
So Lover is her last album with Big Machine or her first album on her own? It's the first album on her own. I think that because it's her first album really on her own, she's taken new directions with herself and her work. She's taken new chances. She's got new people in her corner. I think that this is a miss, and it's not because of anything else besides trying different things and kind of leaning into a safety on it.
Okay.
I think that lyrically this song is better than it is. I think production-wise, instrumentally, composition, not great.
No.
I think that this song deserves a revisit and a rework if she ever decides to do that.
Yeah.
It's because it's not 50-50. It's not like it's almost good or it's almost bad. It's like it's not great, and it's really the polish and the composition.
Yeah. Sometimes I wonder on these songs if like Taylor writes it and Jack gets it and he's like, "No, Taylor, not for the album." And she's like, "Yes, Jack."
Yep.
And he's like, "No, Taylor." And then you see like songs like this where there's just a complete.
Sure. And again, because if it's Lover and it's her going off and being able to be completely in charge.
Yeah.
If you're in charge, you're like, I'm doing it. No one's telling you what to put on it.
Yeah.
But someone's gonna say, I think it needs more of this. No.
Nope.
It's kind of single child syndrome.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this album has never been
Right.
an album for me. Mostly because there's just something under the surface that we weren't able to suss out. And like you can tell from the song, it's a very like avoidant attachment. Like, I blew up. I was wrong. I made something out of nothing. I'm so sorry. And it's a little bit like, well, what got you there? Like, what built up to get you to this point, Taylor? Like, are you taking a bigger look? Like, yeah, you blew up. You blew things out of proportion once or twice. And I think like I relate to the lyrics of the song, but I'm with you where I'm just like, just feels a little monotonous.
It does, because I'm taking the blame. It's my fault. But wouldn't it be better if we're just like back in the afterglow of love, like back in the shiny brightness of.
But it's like the production of the song makes me feel like she's saying this because she wants to fix it, but she doesn't really believe it.
She wants to fix it, but she doesn't believe that she's wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been there.
Ugh.
There are people who will tell you.
Like there's some stuff. It's like the easiest symbolism with her can always like cut.
Yeah.
The fighting with a true love is like boxing with no gloves.
Yeah.
You have no gloves on, which means both of you are taking damage.
Bloody knuckles. It's painful.
Rust on a telephone wire.
Yeah.
Like
Salt air.
same kind of. It makes sense. It makes sense.
But even I lived like an island, punish you with silence. Like.
So that right there is like it's almost losing it, but it makes sense as well. Living like an island, like being, let's say the two of them are living together and like sharing the same home, and just going about your life totally avoidant of the person, total disregard, giving them nothing but silence. Even if you're the one who caused the damage, you're repaying them by saying nothing, avoiding them.
A silent treatment is a tactic.
So again, like this is where you're talking about Kendrick being petty. This is way more petty. And it's that almost acknowledgement of like, ooh, I've been acting petty. My bad. Not like, ooh, I need to course correct and apologize and deal with it, accept what's gonna happen. It's kind of like that. No, I'm just gonna sorry. So it's and I know that for the Swift fan who's more entrenched in the lore, in her history, and the better idea of how it was with Always Be My Always. Like,
yeah,
the half-heartedness to these love songs, or the
anxiousness of these love songs. Like, it's interesting to see her put songs about the fight. Like, she's done songs about fights with a significant other before, but this is kind of a little like, I'm sorry that I hurt you. It's all my fault. But she never, like, you don't see her be like, it's not going to happen again. Like, she's not like, I'm changing. She's just like, yeah, oops. Which I get.
Yeah,
I relate to the lyrics of this song.
You kind of hit the nail on the head twice with it. Like, it's one of two directions. It's like, oops, sorry, like, shrug it off. Or it's like through gritted teeth. You're right. I'm sorry, but dinner reservations are now. We need to leave. It's like
I think it's more of a like, I know I need to apologize. Like internally, like I know I like was so far out of line, you can't even see the line anymore. But it's going to happen again. So I might as well get good at it.
it's so excruciating to see you low. Just want to lift you up and not let you go. This ultraviolet morning light below tells me this love is worth the fight. Oh. And yet there's the only fight is establishing that like a big fight happened, not a fight for this love. That's the thing. It's the battle cry of nothing.
Yeah. Because they don't know how to fight yet.
Well, not even that. It's like fight for the love.
Yeah. Well, I think, Joe, I don't know. Like, I wasn't in this relationship.
Wait, what?
I know. Weird, right?
Crazy.
Wild. Taylor and I are not, in fact, best friends. Taylor and I are not. But we were talking about this with the girls we went out with last night, and we're talking about this song in particular, and we're like, well, it's like when you're in that relationship and you see the red flags, and you know that you don't have the same communication, and you know that you don't have the same styles of fighting, or like what you want for life is probably very different, but you're not willing to see it. But you've been together for a while and you can see a path forward and you're supposed to want that path. So you're going to stay put. And this is like kind of the fissures in this where you're like, okay, we got into a big fight and I got mad about something that you didn't do. And I kind of built it up and I exploded and I had a temper tantrum and I'm sorry that I hurt you. And I don't like to see you like that when it's my fault.
All right, let's really go into the psychology and the therapy of this song, because this song needs some therapy. If it's most accurate to say that she's living like an island, and
I think in the fight, like when she's mad, she kind of turtles in and she isolates and she's not talking to you because she's mad at you and she wants you to know that she's mad at you, which seems to be a very like prevalent way of fighting in
a lot of her songs
and in this generation of women.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about that, and we're just like, oh,
well, yeah. But also, yeah.
So love a silent treatment.
The island and the silence. Mm-hmm. Island is static. The island doesn't move.
Nope.
The silence is literally making sure that no communication goes down. So when you're turtling and when you're being non-communicative, you're having all of the dialogue. It's only you, and you're imagining that person's having the conversation with you. And so every time you go over that thing that you want to say and you're spinning it around and around and around instead of actually being like, hey, Kate, hi, just want to check in with you because this is what's going on in my head. Right. I'm not saying this is the reality, but I want to talk with you. It only compounds it. It makes it worse.
That is a healthy way of...
Oh, we're not in healthy era, Taylor, yet. Yeah, we'll get there. 5 more albums. We'll get there.
I mean,
no, I meant from now. I meant from now.
Oh, okay. I was like...
Not from Lover.
We're working on.
Look,
your tortured
she's not
poet.
Like us. She's not like us.
She is like us. She's not like
Taylor. Turn your TV off. Squabble up. Let's go.
It's just really interesting to see her be this vulnerable. Like the fact that she puts this out there and like lays it bare. And I sometimes always wonder if like they were in a fight. She's like, I wrote a song for you about this. Well, just. Please see track number, blah, 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 of album, blah, blah, blah. I already apologized for it.
So that's what's crazy is like, it's almost, I'm trying to decide whether this is more vulnerable than most things that she's done. And like, I'm going to all too 10 in my head. And now I'm thinking maybe there's more vulnerability in this song than even in all too 10.
Yeah. I mean, all too 10's angry.
Well, it's angry, it's downhearted, I'm trying to rise out of the ashes. There's a bunch of stuff. And again, it's a one-way dialogue about this is the retelling of the story. And I'm not saying give Jake Gyllenhaal a chance. I would never give him a chance.
After he blew off her 21st birthday?
After he blew it off like he was playing a kid in the 1950s launching rockets in the middle of the Southwest. Blew her off.
She was right, though. She did get older, and the girls he dated stayed the same age.
All right. But, like, this right here at least is admitting that she knows that she's the problem. It's her. This is her almost getting into anti-villain mode, like anti-hero.
Yeah.
Like it's almost.
She's aware enough to know that the behavior was not okay.
Look, I know I did wasn't okay.
Yeah.
I'm not sorry for it, but I'm not. Ugh.
These gifted and talented kids, we were told we were perfect. And now we're like, what do you mean I'm not special?
I don't know, man.
And that's this. She's like, all right, like I hurt your feelings. I went too far. I should have. This is me apologizing. I don't want to see you that.
Let's look at that apology. Hey, it's all me in my head. Uh-huh. I'm the one who burned us down, but it's not what I meant. Yeah. I'm sorry that I hurt you. I don't want to. God, I'm sorry that I hurt you. It's not I'm sorry for what I did, and I know that I hurt you, and it makes me feel even worse. I'm sorry that I hurt you.
She chooses her words. She's not sorry she did it. She's sorry that he got hurt.
And you know what? In a way, Kendrick is sorry that Drake got hurt. I get it. Sorry, let's strike a chord.
There's no sorry in that man right now. There's a touch of sorry in this. But then she goes, tell me that you're still mine. Tell me that we'll be just fine. Even when I lose my mind. Tell me that it's not my fault. Tell me that I'm all you want. Even when I break your heart.
Tell me that it's not my fault. I burnt down our relationship. I yelled at you. I put your hands behind your head and put you in a vulnerable position. Tell me it's not my fault. Tell me I'm okay. Tell me I'm a good person. I'm a good person. I deserve love. Yeah, we are good people that deserve love. But when we do terrible things.
Terrible is a strong word. Questionable.
When you question how terrible the action that you did was.
Like temper tantrums happen.
Yeah, and she's just holding the matches with the remnants of the gas can next
Sometimes when you're washing your hair and you're like going through the fight in your head that you're about to have, and you sometimes it just happens. It just happens. And then you're contrite because you're like, ooh, yeah. Oops. That's this song.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying, like, there's more authenticity maybe in this than vulnerability. But it's like,
I mean, this album also has Cornelia Street, where she's like, if you leave me, I'll never walk down Cornelia Street again.
That's not helping this argument.
But I packed up my bags and I was like on my way to the airport when you called. Like, this album is very much I'm going to hold my breath and stomp my feet until I get what I want. And that's kind of how she had to be in relationships, because she dated these boys who would let her do this and be like, they would fight back with her. They would get into it with her. And Joe was very English, and he's like, whoa, 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 whoa. No yelling. No tantruming. And that's, it's hard.
It's hard.
It's hard.
It's hard going against character.
It's hard growing up.
Oh, growing up. Right,
it's hard to learn
right.
how to, use your words correctly.
I don't know, man. Yeah, it's just, it's not a great song.
Great lyrics.
But again, it's great lyrics, but not a great, it's not telling a great story.
It's a great song for the Swifties.
If you're a Swiftie and you like this song, I understand you more as a person now. I get it.
It really shows you who we are.
Yeah, it does. It does.
It's really how we react to most things. We're like, ooh, did we blow that out of proportion this time? Did we get mad at them for something we should? Oh.
Yes.
Sorry, might be. It's really, as a fan base, our whole
this song definitely enabled all of your behavior.
It didn't enable it. It justified, co-signed our behavior. It's like, yeah, me too. Hey guys, me too. Learned it from mom.
Oh man, I don't know. I don't really have. Yeah, it's. I mean, by comparison, she's done a lot better songs.
Yeah, it's a
5-year-old song. Like, this isn't the beginning of her career. This is just past midpoint.
It's fun because we've talked about it a little bit where she's reclaiming Lover.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, this is really something you want to reclaim?
So, like, that's the thing is, like, reclaim it and redo it, not just rebrand it?
No, I don't think she's going to redo it. I mean, Stranger Things. But I think she's trying to change the narrative where, like, I mean, their Lover is on this song, and it is one of those songs. Cruel Summer is on this album. It's one of those, like, there are some really great songs on this album where you're like, okay. There are a lot of these types of songs on this album where, like, she was trying to prove she was happy and in this, like, great relationship when, as we know now, maybe not so much. Not so much. And so now she is, I get it, from all accounts, in a happy, supportive relationship. And maybe she's just trying to, like, take some of those, take back the narrative and be like, yes, this is my lover. Mm-hmm. Instead of that was my lover. Might be. So, maybe.
I mean, this is one of those moments where you're checking and be like, this is where you were almost 6 years ago. Mm-hmm. Man, doesn't it feel better to be where you are now?
Yeah. It's got to be so heady to, like, it's like rereading your diaries probably when you re-record these songs or you go back through your discography that you wrote and you're like, ooh, whoops.
It's kind of like when someone starts going to therapy and they start getting all the lexicon of, like, the ideas. Mm-hmm. And then instead of using that, like, because you're still learning it, you're not putting it in. You know how to do the outside world. So you're being like, oh, that's enabling behavior. Oh, that's this. Oh, that's narcissistic. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's that. Because you're trying to connect the dots outwardly as opposed to years down the line. You're like, now I can process things better and analyze this. And I'm not just reacting, which I was before. This is like reacting, being like, I'm in control. My relationship's great. I am this happy. I can make myself this happy. If I keep saying I'm happy, it'll be my mantra. I will be happy. Mm-hmm. And now she's like,
She's like, turns out, not happy.
Easter egg.
Oops.
Easter egg. I was covering up my trauma.
Oops. Weird. Hey, you live and you learn.
Live and learn. Another part of the journey.
Yeah. That's why we get to go through all of her songs. And speaking of, what part of our journey do you think we'll go through next week?
Let's turn to the dice and find out. Each and every week, we go to the therapeutic polyhedral brought to us by Julian Petruzziello. We're going to roll a 20. We're going to pick an album. We're going to pick a song.
Okay.
Let's figure it out. Yeah. All right. We got a 5. Red.
1989.
Close. 1989.
Every time a Taylor Swift song comes on at Cure, I turn to Seth and I'm like, which era? And you watch the panic like set in as he tries to figure out which one. It's a fun game I play.
It's like trying to recite something in French on a tightrope. It's a lot of fun. It's great.
It's a lot of fun. For me.
We got a 12.
A 12? Ooh. I Know Places.
Oh.
Odds are better that you'll like this song.
Yeah? Is it anything like The Places You'll Go by Dr. Seuss?
Yeah, sure.
The confidence is...
Let's go with that going into next week.
Okay.
Sam, I am.
Yeah, let us know what your favorite Dr. Seuss story is, or let us know...
Do you relate to Taylor's lyrics but dislike the production on this song?
Let us know why you think that Dr. Taylor Allison Swift is the same as Dr. Seuss.
Yeah. I mean, this generation's. If you haven't already, follow.
This generation.
I was like, I'm not. I got nothing.
It's all good, man.
It's a Tuesday.
It's all good. It's a Tuesday.
If you haven't already, follow, subscribe, rate, review.
Yeah.
Tell your friends.
Yeah. Let us know which Taz song is being symbolic for you this Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Let us know if you also have the Lover cardigan.
Yeah,
if you think the buttons are odd as well.
The buttons are odd?
It's just hard to button. Anyway, we digressed. We'll discuss it later. If you haven't already, tell Sam why he's right.
What? No one's ever done that. Tell me why I'm wrong.
I know.
Tell us why Kate's right. Let us know what your favorite era is. Let us know if Seth, who's been working with you for years, you've been playing Taz for, should know which eras they are by now.
He should.
Yeah.
But, boys.
Yeah.
We'll be back next week right here with 1989.
The places you'll go.
But 1989.
Dr. Seuss version.
Nope. 1989.
Taylor's version.
There it is. Because on this podcast,
we oftentimes have to default to the actual facts because I'm making things up as a joke and they're not entirely true.
We only listen to Taylor's version.
That too.
We'll be back. Thanks again for listening and watching.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.